Welcome back to another terrific Every Other Thursday training video. This week, we are going to talk about Bootstrap organization. So stick with us. We'll be right back. Hello, I'm Christopher Brannon with the Coeur d'Alene Public Library and the Cooperative Information Network.
And I'm George Williams. I'm the Next Search Catalog Coordinator at Northeast Kansas Library System in Lawrence, Kansas.
George, you have some work that you've been doing on Bootstrap organization since we've upgraded Bootstrap in Koha. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing?
Well, way back a long time ago, I did a presentation on tabbed content. And so there's an area on the homepage in Koha, there's an area of the page called IntranetmainUserblock. It's underneath all the big buttons. There's a space there that you can put whatever kind of crazy HTML in that you like. And this is the koha-US demo server, and this is the area right here. It's called, I just put some text in there that said, this is the Intranet main user block. And so it used to be a system preference called Intranet main user block. And now you can find that content under Tools, and you go to HTML Customizations, and it's the one called, the location is Intranet main user block. And I prefer to edit with the text editor, not the WYSIWYG editor, and so I just put the raw HTML in there.
So and when you get this distributed for the first time out of the box, does this exist, or do you have to set this up with that display location?
I think that when you first load Koha, I think that this is just not there. I think if you delete it, there's nothing there. So the way to get it, the way to add it to this tool is to go to New Entry, choose Display Location, you go down to Staff, and there are all of these things in the staff interface. The Intranet main user block is that section of the home page, but there is a similar block on acquisitions, authorities, cataloging, staff lists, patrons, point of sale, and serials all have something similar. And that's the great thing about what I'm going to show you today is you can use this code on any of those places. And there are two other places that are still system preferences. There is a reports home and a circulation home system preference. So Intranet main user block used to be a system preference, but it's been ported over into this customizations tool. One of the neat things about this customizations tool is that currently that's the display location, and here is the library. We could make a specific section of the home page different for people at one library. You can make it for all libraries, or you can make it for one library. So that's one of the nice things about having this moved from being a system preference to being one of these HTML customizations, because now it can be customized for every branch in a consortium.
Yeah.
Or in a group library. So you can do different things with it. So it needs the display location, and I'm just going to keep testing on Intranet main user block. And I'll say all libraries. You can set a publication date. So you can say that this is going to start today. I think it's required to have a publication date, but if you want to have this only be valid for like a couple of weeks, you can do this, and then you could set another block to take that place at a different time. Or I'm just going to leave it to go forever, and I'm going to put it in position 1. And whatever content you put here will appear as HTML in this area.
And do you
So
give it a title? Does the title show?
I don't think it does. I think that's there because this is the same interface that you used for the news column. Um, let's save it and see what happens. So I've saved it, and there's no title that shows there.
Yeah,
So the title is just to give
it's
you a
it's
title.
it's interesting when they repurpose some code
Yeah,
for other things, and it's like they've done that with notifications, and it's like it'd be nice if they could clean that up a little bit, but, because it is confusing. Because you'd think, oh, there's a place for a title. Why isn't this title showing?
yeah.
So
Well, in any event, I've been using when this was a system preference, I've been using it for years. And as a system preference, I used to have some specific jQuery in there that built tabs because I like the tab content where you've got a tab here and you click the tab and it shows you
yeah,
everything and you click the next tab. Yeah, everybody's seen those. It's a common way of organizing stuff on a website. But it
that's
required,
built into the records page. Is
yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Um, and for years, it was custom code that I used to build that. But now that Koha has moved more in alignment with Bootstrap 5, all of that stuff is built into Bootstrap 5. So you don't need any custom code to create those tabs because all of the framework in Bootstrap is there to create those using Bootstrap components. So what I did is I created two templates, and if you go to the Koha wiki and the HTML and CSS library, we haven't gone there very often in our videos because there
no,
isn't a lot of stuff there. But if we go to the one here that says add tabbed content, I made a list of all the places that this can be easily used. So the two system preferences, circ home HTML, reports home HTML, and then all of these different places using the customization tool. But if you copy this out of here, this is just a starter template. If I paste this in here, and I'm going to click save and continue, if we go back and reload the home page again, now I've got tabbed content. I did
nice.
manage, some way or another, I did manage to say tab 1 and tab 4 content goes here. So I've got a typo in the template, but I'll clean that up. But this is tab 1, tab 2, and tab 3.
So let me
And
ask you this: Is
yeah,
are tabs the only thing that you can do with the Bootstrap?
what a great question. Actually, I created another example here. We could also do accordion content. And so if we take this, instead of creating tabs, this is a template for adding content that is done accordion style. And again, there's no scripts involved in this. It's all just using stuff that's built into Bootstrap. So if I save this and then reload the home page, now instead of tabs, I've got accordions. I set this, there's a bunch of different ways you can handle accordions. I've got it set so that if you click on an accordion, it stays open. And you and I have already discussed this. You don't like that.
Yeah,
And it wouldn't be that hard. There's plenty of examples out there on the internet. There's plenty of learning you can do to add to change the classes in the accordion so that they don't stay open.
right.
But you can also use I've got the arrows in this example. This is straight out of the box Bootstrap. I've got some code that you can add that'll put the up and down arrows on the left side of the accordion.
Hmm.
Um, you can change the backgrounds. You can change you can do whatever you want. It's HTML. So anything that any content that you want to put in here, I've got these are H1s. You can put lists in here. You can put anything you can do in HTML, you can do in there. So these are two different ways to organize the content that you might want to put into these places on the Koha page. I know in our system, this is what I've got the tabs set up to look like now that Next Search Catalog is on Koha 2411. I've got a tab for statistics. I've got a tab that I call library development that I plan on adding some other things. But, we use Aspen Discovery, so I used an Aspen Discovery collection spotlight to put a collection spotlight here that will take you out to these records in our professional development collection in Aspen Discovery.
Nice.
And we also, Neckles subscribes to Flipster on behalf of, and one of our Flipster subscriptions that Neckles pays for is Library Journal. So I wrote some code that mimics the Aspen Discovery Spotlight so I could put a link to the current issue of Library Journal over here on Flipster. But this is all easy to do without any extra code. It just takes the HTML and a little bit of knowledge from Bootstrap. But it doesn't take that much HTML. And like I said, on the Koha wiki, I've got two good examples here of how to add this to Koha. So if you want to clean up that area, if you want to do something new and exciting with it, now's your big chance.
Very cool. And it's nice to see this library because yeah, you were right. We haven't spent a lot of time in there, and I like the fact that you can just grab it and put it in there, and it instantly puts in the framework for everything, and you just need to modify it to your liking, add the content to what's there, or add more sections, which is really, really nice.
Yeah, I made the examples really easy. I just said, here's the accordion button number 2, and here's the place where the content goes. So all you've got to do is put some content in there and you're good to go.
That's great. Awesome. So yeah, we've had the links throughout this video for your content. So please do check it out on the libraries and give it a try. I'm sure you'll find some great uses for this for your staff, and you can utilize this. I'm assuming on the OPAC side too. Since
Yeah,
it's at the same place on both sides now, which is nice.
yeah, you should be able to. I only wrote the stuff for the staff client because now that we've moved to Aspen Discovery, we're not really doing much development or much work with our OPAC with the Koha OPAC. So I didn't put anything up there that I wasn't going to be able to stand behind and say, yes, I did that. I know it works.
Yeah.
But I would imagine that a lot of this stuff is going to work there just as well. And like I said, on both of these, I put in the system preferences and the names of the customization places where I know for sure that this works. So go out there and experiment and have fun.
Yeah, that was the nice thing about the last upgrade to 2411. Was it 24? Yeah, 2411. When they did upgrade the Bootstrap, Bootstrap was in two different versions. Depending on which side, OPEC side or the staff side, and now it's all one version, which is really, really nice. And so it makes translating, what you do on the staff side a lot easier to translate it to the public side. You don't have to make modifications based on the version. I've run into that a few times. So, and yeah, when you were choosing locations in those HTML locations, I do think I saw some options for the OPAC side. So check those out.
Yeah.
Please add to this library too if you come up with something wonderful for that other libraries might want to use. Please take advantage of that. And, also, we're pointing out two aspects of Bootstrap, and there's so much to Bootstrap. If there are other things that you find useful, for organization, please add to this, or reply back to the comments. We'd love to hear what you're doing with your implementation of Bootstrap to organize and to improve and enhance Koha. So we'd love to hear it. Let us know.
See you all next time.